Right, so United's first Premier League game is now over, and there are just as many positives as negatives to take from this game. First off, I just want to say I do think we're looking like a much better team compared to last season. Our passing has looked fluid, we were controlling possession really well. In fact, we finished the game on 61% possession, which compared to last season in the FA Cup game against Arsenal, where we had about 30% possession, it really goes to show that progress is being made. With that said, though, we were shown once again how desperately we need to sign a goalkeeper, with Bayindir making similar mistakes as Onana did. It also seems our players need a session fully dedicated on how to take their chances. They just lose their composure for some reason in the final third. In terms of the first half, we started quite strongly with Mbeumo and Cunha managing to combine quite well early on, which they managed to do for the rest of the game as well. But Arsenal's defence thwarted all the early attacks, and then things started to look shaky for United with misplaced passes flying about. Eventually, Arsenal got the corner and, well, they proved why they were called Set Piece FC. But honestly, I do think that Bayindir could have held his ground a bit better, considering that the guy is 198 centimeters in height, or at least could have gotten a better hand to it. The rest of the half was kind of slow, with Dorgu being the only one who managed to come really close to scoring for United, where he did hit the post. In the second half, quite like the first half, United started well with a few chances off the bat. But again, it was that issue of not being able to take our chances that kept haunting us, and this persisted for the rest of the half. I mean, we were definitely controlling possession, took more chances than Arsenal, but had nothing to show for it. Although I will say there were one or two penalty shouts which should have maybe been given a second look by VAR, especially that foul on Cunha, but oh well. A frustrating day in short, to put it quite frankly. Over to the player ratings now.
Now on to the player ratings. Altay Bayindir. I think we can all agree that Bayindir was not up to the mark, especially for the Arsenal goal. He should have showed some strength and pushed Saliba away rather than letting him take control. And he definitely should have pushed away the ball with a lot more force. Other than that error, he hadn't had much to do the whole game. I would give him a 3. Now on to a Ligt. He was the real warrior this game. He showed immense passion and desire to win the ball. He didn't allow Gyökeres any freedom on the ball and closed down Arsenal's attacks with ease. His late tackle against Saka really shows how much of a fighter he is, and he will be one of my man of the match. Looking forward to what he can achieve with Man United this season. He deserves an 8. Yoro too, like De Ligt, was solid this game. Being the more attacking player of the two, he made some really nice runs into the Arsenal half. Defensively, he stood his ground and reduced the effectiveness of the Arsenal attack. I think I would give him a 7. Luke Shaw, like the other two centre-backs, was really solid this game. I think he handled Saka really well and he made some nice runs into the Arsenal box. Although it left the defence a little open at times, overall, he was looking like a much better player than last season. I would give him a 6.5. Dorgu had a fantastic game. He was there when we needed him defensively and when we wanted him in attack. His shot that hit the post in the first half showed what he can bring to the team offensively. He made some good crosses into the box as well. I would give him a 7.5. Diogo Dalot, unlike Dorgu, didn't have an amazing game. Defensively, he was strong. He showed his physicality and broke down the Arsenal attacks. However, offensively, there's still much to be had. I would give him a 5. Casemiro had a decent game, I'd say. It didn't look like the midfield was going to get overrun as many predicted. Although he showed his age, he still has some good moments. He deserves a 6. Bruno likewise didn't have an amazing game. It is obvious that he doesn't have the same pressure as he did last season to perform, especially since he has players around him to create those chances. Sometimes he could have done better, especially with the balls into the box, but there wasn't any blunder in midfield either. I'd give him a 6. Mount this game looked really lively. He was applying pressure on the Arsenal players and always looking to win the ball. It really shows what he has to offer, and if he can stay away from injuries, he could be a very, very good player for this season. I would give him a 6. Mbeumo was one of the stars this match. He showed really good energy, made some beautiful runs behind the defense, and overall looked fantastic on the ball. He made this attack a lot more threatening as compared to last season. He deserves an 8. Cunha, like Mbeumo, was really energetic. His ball carrying ability was on full force. It never looked like he wanted to give up and was always looking for more. He was the opposite of lethargic today. This really shows the passion he has and what he could achieve with United. He is my other man of the match today and he deserves an 8. Now on to the subs. Amar was the first sub. Coming on in the 55th minute, right away he showed some good energy. Always looking to attack and made some good link-up play with Mbeumo on the right. I would give him a 6. Ugarte came on in the 65th minute and it felt like he was the worst outfield player today. It looks like he doesn't have the confidence to play, made numerous errors including the back pass to Havertz and the long range shot which was uncalled for. I would give him a 3.5. Sesko came on in the 65th minute as well, making his debut for United. Although he didn't have much to do, he still had a couple of chances. And I think he'll show what he really has to offer when he starts. I will give him a 4. Maguire was the final sub coming on in the 88th minute. It looked more of a defensive change at first glance. However, Maguire played more attackingly than expected and supported our attack really well. I would give him a 4. That's all for player ratings. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe and we'll be back for the Fulham game.